Hey folks, Wrong Gamgee here. I just want to briefly announce that the Quick and Dirty RPG system is now available on DriveThru RPG for $4.99. That's almost a 40% price reduction from its original retail price of $8, which makes it easier for you to get a copy of my labor of love to the RPG hobby in your preferred devices. Also, don't forget to grab a copy of the Quick and Dirty character sheets and other profiles at a price of pay what you want. The links to both products are in the description. Now, onto the video. Greetings folks, this is Wrong Gamgee and welcome to Quick and Dirty Roleplaying. In this video, I'll talk about a video game series that provides a great framework for campaigns focused on somewhat small but dense and diverse populated areas. That game series is Yakuza, also referred to as Ryu ga Gotoku, or Like a Dragon in Japan, developed by Ryu ga Gotoku Studios and published by Sega, starting back in 2005 on the PlayStation 2 console and continuing to this day. In every Yakuza title, the red light district of Kamurocho is either the sole area of exploration, the main area of exploration among one or two others, or is included in the title but is not the primary area of exploration. Furthermore, the series provides various depictions of Kamurocho throughout the many years, starting from Japan's housing bubble in 1988 all the way up to 2021 as of the time of this upload. Regardless of its incarnation, Kamurocho is a place that is anything but generic. From the large red intersecting double arches at the southern entrance of Tenkaichi Street, to the wide open and busy theater square, to the bar-filled Champion District, to the imposing 50-story tall Millennial Tower in the center of it all, Kamurocho is a place with so many detailed establishments, both glorious and mundane, that you feel like you live in a real place. In fact, it's modeled off of a real place, which is Kabuchiko, a red light district in, I believe it's Shinjuku in Tokyo. Besides the places, throughout the series, there are hundreds of sub-stories throughout that truly flesh out Kamurocho and the other locales that you explore. The sub-stories in the Yakuza series introduce a plethora of characters that need help with all sorts of problems, from their loved ones being seduced by a cult, to a dominatrix that wants to improve at her craft, to someone trying to make their super spicy kimchi market viable, to a traveling circus leader having his animals consistently escape their cages and causing havoc. Some of the more elaborate sub-stories require repeated and persistent involvement, such as running a hostess club, a real estate business, a confectionery, being part of a drone racing league, or being a bartender and using your martial arts techniques to make extremely strange cocktails. A lot of it is freaking gonzo, but that adds different layers to the setting and breaks the often serious nature of the main storyline, giving the players a chance to breathe. While the Yakuza series focuses on Yakuza crime fiction, the way you explore the setting has been used in different genres, such as the detective stories from Judgment, the zombie outbreak from Yakuza Dead Souls, the post-apocalypse of Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, and feudal Japan in Like a Dragon Ishin. Some 3 or 4 years ago, I took a crack at running a couple of games in the Yakuza setting, specifically in the year 1997, which puts the PCs in a time frame where they didn't run into the main protagonist of most of the series, Kazuma Kiryu. There was a main plot going on, and the PCs were part of a Yakuza crime family that was a part of the larger Tojo clan, Kamurocho's Yakuza Confederacy, so to speak. In between plot points, the PCs would have a day or so to themselves so that they can explore Kamurocho. I'd give them 3 4-hour slots where in each 4-hour slot they'd tell me what their main activity would be, and I would inject one of the main sub-stories from the series for them to partake in. This is especially advantageous for me since neither of the players have played any of the games in the series. This, however, was also a detriment, as this wasn't a setting that they had shown any particular interest in. There was also time during the development of the post-apocalyptic martial arts tabletop role-playing game, Lone Wolf Fists by Joel T. Clark. Give me one moment. This game, where he requested his Patreon members to design a region for him. At the time, I was playing Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, which had a main settlement and a Mad Max-like wilderness surrounding it. This main settlement used a nuclear facility from the pre-apocalypse to make it self-sufficient, which made it a prime target for raiders. I decided to design a region based pretty much off of this title, but I changed the names of the establishments to something more Indian or Hinduistic/Buddhistic to match the Hinduistic lexicon Joel had used for the setting's martial arts phenomenology, such as prana, guptkala, dharma, etc. I managed to write down about 16 pages worth of material, including details such as over a dozen major NPCs and their motivations, the menus of each of these establishments where you can eat at, and even a subsystem of artifacts that characters can craft and experiment with to empower their characters. And he expressed great appreciation for my work. Unfortunately, the zip file with all the pictures that I took was way too big to send via email, so he didn't have the opportunity to have visuals to go with the text. While I've been aware of its existence for a while, I wonder if a setting like Over the Edge's Al Amarja is set up to be played in a similar manner. Aside from that, probably the next closest game that comes to mind that would fit this style of play very well would be Blades in the Dark. So I can quickly pull that out. Blades in the Dark, I guess here. In any case, all this is my way of saying that for a campaign focused on the local level, do your best to incorporate the following: a hotspot of urban activity, or its analog if not set in modern times. Plenty of places to go, from the most essential to the most extravagant, to the most cozy, and to the most bizarre. A wide variety of NPCs, from kids to hardcore enthusiasts to law enforcement to unscrupulous con artists to animals of all sorts to daredevils climbing on the sides of buildings to ghosts. The more of these elements you mix and match together, the better. Sub-stories are typically the spice of the setting, not the main course. Focus the narrative on stuff directly involving the PCs and organizations that the PCs are involved with. For side activities, try using mechanics that are not part of your tabletop role-playing game's normal mechanics, like actually playing card games for card games, for example. PCs should get rewards that they can use in-game if they win, whether it's new gear, new skills, or new resources. Everyone's got a secret, no matter how small. As a corollary, everyone should be somewhere in the gray zone. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. What may start off as something seemingly insignificant can snowball all the way to the highest levels of government. Since the PCs are in a space where there's plenty of distance to walk, but is significantly shorter when using faster methods of travel, what they do matters more and to more people. Even if they're associated with the wrong side of the law, honor and dishonor can come from anywhere. Spice up the antagonist's side by having a nigh unstoppable juggernaut with no conscience that's under the guise of legal authority. Doing right by people pays off, regardless of how strange the person you helped may seem at first glance. Whatever version you have of the Millennial Tower in your setting, that's where the final battle often takes place. And the best villains in these types of settings are people who do heinous shit in order to achieve a greater good. Truly defeating them will involve more than muscle. It'll involve convincing them that your side of the argument is the correct one. Last but not least, for GMs who are really interested in getting an intimate experience from which to help flesh out these ideas for this more localized and focused style of setting, I would suggest playing Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, or Like a Dragon Ishin for the PS4 or PC. And give it a go on the easy difficulty so you can explore the setting with minimal hassle. Take your time and savor each of the sub-stories and side activities, except for shogi, unless that's your thing, so you can draw from that experience as you immerse your players into your tightly focused, localized setting. If you like or dislike anything in this video, please give it a like or dislike and leave a comment, keeping it respectful and relevant. Subscribe if you want to support my channel, and if you really want to support my endeavors, head over to my Patreon and become a member. The link is in the description. Until then, folks, take care and play to find out what happens.